to another Transformers Galaxy Force review. This time we're going to be looking at the Leader Class Galaxy Convoy. Here we have Galaxy Convoy in his vehicle mode, which is a type of futuristic fire truck. It does have the very classic Optimus Prime / Convoy colors, red and blue and silver. You can take his Force chip and stick it in one of the slots here. We stick it in this one, and it deploys his guns to the side. This side does that, and there's a button on this side that would activate lights and sounds, but it didn't come with batteries, so I never put any in them. It does have an alternative flight mode in vehicle mode. You simply just pull these sections apart here on the side. Like that. Rotate them down here. And then just fold forward the guns. And that's his flight mode. He didn't really use it too often in the show, but it's still pretty neat that his vehicle mode, instead of just being stuck on the ground, can have the option to fly around. Since Galaxy is in his name, it kind of makes sense to me. And besides that, there's really nothing else to him. It just has a lot of nice detail. He has a lot of play value. Everything, it rolls just fine. Nothing obstructing the wheels in this one. And it all holds together really well. Overall, it's a real decent vehicle mode. Now, to get to the transformation to his basic robot mode, basically just going to detach this entire section here and set that off to the side. And then detach these pieces here. And then take this entire section here, which is the main robot, fold these pieces in, fold the legs down and separate them, and then the knees are on a little hinge that'll snap forward so there's a little space in between them now. Fold down this waist piece, the legs down like this, just separate the cab in half. Oh, actually, before you do that, you want to take these side pieces here and fold them to form the classic Optimus Prime window style chest. Then you can fold these around, then bring these pieces down and flip them to form the forearms. Just slide these up here. Go to the back, and there's a lever here. Push that up to reveal his head. And there's Optimus or Galaxy Convoy in robot mode. He has a pretty basic amount of articulation. Sadly, this is the most he'll really ever have. If you really want to get him in any type of poses, this is the form you'll need him in. Because once you get him in super mode, he's pretty restricted. But still, he's not a full leader class size right now. If I had something to compare him with, I would show you. But he's more or less about an ultra size toy, maybe a mega. I'm not sure, but it's definitely smaller than the typical leader class figure. He does have a basic gun, which is attached to his trailer here. Just pull this off and just look at the gun for a second. Does it look familiar? It is actually based on the design of the gun used in an episode of Energon. I think it's called the Omega Blaster. I'm not sure. It has several. The Matrix gun. Something. It came out of Optimus Prime's chest in one episode as a climax. and used it. But yeah, it's based on that design. The handle has a couple pegs in it, and those are used to put in the holes here inside of his hand. You can put them in either hand, and it's secure snugly. One of my favorite designs for an Optimus Prime gun, actually. Now back to the trailer. It does actually have kind of a not really base mode, but more of a weapon stand, which I don't care too much for because it's pretty lame. Just flip these pieces to the side, which will arc it up at an angle, and then just fold the guns out like this. And that's about it. It looks okay, but just the novelty of it is so overused. Doesn't really add any value to it at all. So put that aside now. We're gonna go all the way to Super Mode Galaxy Convoy. First, we're going to prep the basic robot itself. Take these pieces here and fold them all the way around to form big feet. Do it to this side, and then just snap the little foot down like that. Basically done with that. And then take the rest of the trailer here, detach it, fold the guns down to the side, and separate. And these are going to go to the back of his legs here, like that. They really are necessary because it just makes the figure a whole lot more stable. As you can see, I couldn't get him to stand before. Now he'll stand just fine. Set him off to the side again. Take this entire section here, fold the wings and everything out to the side, and rotate them around so the wheels are facing upward. And then fold the guns up like that. So you have kind of a backpack looking thingy, which is exactly what it is. You place these in the upright position for now, and you slide the inside through his body, or through the sides of his pit, between his arms and body, and snap those back down. Actually, I forgot. It's been cannons up like that, he becomes real top heavy. So actually, what I remember doing, I just left him down like that. And the finishing touch. There's a lever on the back of his head, which I probably should have done before because I can't get to it now. There we go. To pull up his face mask, and just fold these little antenna things out. And that's his Super Mode helmet. And he is definitely one of the biggest Super Mode Optimuses / convoys ever. The only one I can really think of, there's a couple that I can think of that are bigger than this, such as Omega Convoy or Power Up Optimus Prime from Revenge of the Fallen, but still, just this in itself is huge. He has a huge wingspan, and you can tell what I meant earlier, like you can't really get him in any poses now because he's so back heavy, and he has no feet articulation now. He didn't really have any before, but just the way his feet are made now just really limit his articulation, and you can really only get him in a standing position straight up. And you can use his force chip still in this mode to use his guns again, but there's not, having it in super mode really doesn't make it any more special than you did in vehicle mode. And one of the coolest things about this figure is you kind of have to do it, if you want to do it in, it's probably best to do it in regular robot mode. If you want to do it in super mode, you have to lift these panels off to the side. You can separate the chest panel here and raise this other little panel down. And there is a removable matrix of leadership there, which is a little cheaply made. It's a little soft, not very sturdy, but still, you get the idea that it's a matrix, and it's really awesome that it's removable. Can't really hold it all too well because his hands are so big and the handles on this are so little, and it doesn't open. But it wasn't really in the show often at all. It was only used a couple times, and even then it wasn't a pivotal moment in the show. But it's still nice that they included it in the toy itself. Overall, do I think he's worth it? Yes, he's one of the best Optimus Prime / Convoy figures made. There's no real difference between the American Cybertron Optimus Prime and the Japanese Galaxy Force Galaxy Convoy figure. So I would definitely recommend, if you haven't already, if this figure is a couple years old, it definitely needs to belong in your collection. It's in one of the most fun, interactive Optimus Prime Convoy figures ever made. Until next time, thank you for watching.